Hey guys, Friday family chat. It's that time again.
Well, not really. It's Saturday, right?
Saturday, but
yeah, we missed a couple of weeks.
yeah,
Sorry.
we were on hiatus. So first of all, Happy New Year to everybody. We've celebrated the holidays, and now we're getting back into the swing of things. So here we are, Saturday family chat.
Supposed to be Friday.
Yeah. So today what we're going to talk about is what happens when someone gets injured or sick on the road while you're traveling. It happens. It happened to us twice. Our little guy Cannon fell off his bike on New Year's Eve and broke his arm. So we're down in the Keys. There's not many options for hospitals. So we found the nearest one. We took him there. We got x-rays, did all that stuff. And it turned out it was a bad break. So we had to go to the next step, which was driving all the way to Miami to a specialist to have it checked out. So when this happens and you get on your vacation, you're on your trip, this is the last thing on your mind. You don't plan for it, you don't expect it, it doesn't even cross your mind. You're thinking good times, we're gonna have fun. So we're gonna try to help you out to be as prepared as possible on what to do if this happens. So tip number one, and this is probably the most important thing, when you're checking in or you're getting to your place, your hotel, campground, whatever it is, just ask the person at the desk, say, where's the local hospital? Where's the nearest place to go if there's an emergency? What do I do? Do I call 911? Is there another number I should call?
It's also good when you ask at the campgrounds, because usually the people, they're locals, so they're from the area, so they may say to you, like, don't go to that hospital, or we recommend this hospital, because there actually was one that was closer to us last night, and we chose not to go there because we had heard that the one that was going to be 45 minutes farther north was actually better. So it's good because locals will tell you what it is versus you just Google it, you don't know what you're getting. So it's good to ask and talk to a local to really know.
You might wake up without a kidney or something like that. No, but find out from the locals. Make sure you got a plan in place if something happens, because in the heat of the moment, your head's going to be just going a million miles an hour, and you want to have a plan in place so you just know what to do.
The other thing is too is with kids is that if it's at all possible, find a children's hospital. This happened to Cannon a little less than a year ago, and we weren't really thinking that. We weren't in the right mindset, so we took him to kind of basically the closest hospital, and then ended up finding out that like 15 minutes farther was the actual children's emergency room where we should have gone. So again, now that we kind of know, like, look for children's hospitals, and if there's one that you can get to in the time frame, obviously if you have to call an ambulance, well, that's different, but if it's a situation where you can get in the car and drive, you can make it to a children's hospital, that's always with your kids going to be the best bet. So make sure you look and see if there is a children's hospital in the area and kind of know that and have that in your mind if something does happen.
Yeah, another thing to do before you go, maybe check with your insurance to make sure that there's no little things that you have to do before you go on your trip to make sure they know and make sure you're covered in the area you're going to, because you don't want to come home to a bill sitting in your mailbox for thousands and thousands of dollars. So make sure you get that checked out before you go. Yeah, and the other thing is you got to work together as a team. We did some teamwork. Always be a team together.
We felt so bad for Cannon. It's just not what you want to do. But the other thing too is when you're at the hospital, if you're working with someone there, if it becomes something like a break where it's going to be like a long-term type of thing, is to make sure to talk to them up front and say, we're not from the area, we're on vacation. If we have to do follow-ups, is there someone you recommend us going to? Can I get a copy of the x-rays on a CD so I can bring them with me to then show to my doctor once we get home?
Put on Facebook.
No, not to put on Facebook.
Tag them on Instagram.
No. So that you have them with you. So, I mean, literally trying to get your record sent from one place to another is like a nightmare with all the rules and laws they have in place. So just tell them right there, like, I'm going to be going home. I'm going to need somewhere, go to a different place. I'm going to need all this information. What can you physically hand to me? Because that's going to be easier than trying to get stuff electronically transferred. I know it's crazy in this day and age. You think they should be able to electronically transfer everything. Guess what? They don't. They don't want to do that. So anything you can have on hand and just be very upfront with them from the beginning. The other thing is that we realized that there's a typical way that people do things, and if you're on a vacation situation, like you're not their typical client because you're not from that area. So you may have to challenge them a little bit and say like, well, we're from out of town and like we have all these water activities planned, and if he has a cast on, he's not going to be able to do it. Do you have a waterproof cast? They say no. Then don't just say, oh darn it. Say, well, what else can we do? And if they say nothing, say, no, really. What else is
She's good at that.
What else is it that we can do to make it so that he can still participate in these things, go in the ocean, do whatever? So that's what happened with us. So yesterday, as I have the ER doctor basically, or the pediatric doctor basically yelling at me, telling me, you're not listening to me, you don't understand me, and me saying, I understand you, but I'm not taking your answer. We finally got to the point where he brought in another doctor who then said, oh, we actually have this waterproof cast cover that we recommend. So get a regular basic cast, but here's a waterproof cast cover. It's called a Dry Pro. Go on Amazon, order it. Another doctor popped his head in and was like, yeah, I've seen multiple people use these. They work great. So I was like, thank you. That is what I was looking for. I just wanted something that we could do. And then I said, well, we want to take him jet skiing. We want to take him parasailing. And the doctor's like, well, he's not my kid, but you never know what's going to happen on that stuff. He might fly off, something might happen. And I'm like, well, is it because you're worried about the brake moving? He's like, well, no, just maybe getting hurt again. I'm like, oh, you know, we'll be careful with it. But again, that idea of just talking through those type of things to like hear and know like, okay, from what happened, it's going to be okay. It's just that obviously you want to be more careful. And like, we're not going to take him on a jet ski going 70 miles an hour with a broken arm, but we might take him on and go 15 miles an hour to give him at least the opportunity to have tried the jet ski. Which again, if I would have just listened to the ER doctor who said, no, we don't have waterproof cast, sorry, this is all we got, we would not have known of this other option. I'm sure we could have gone home and Googled it, but we would have been hesitant because we wouldn't have known if it really worked or not or whatever. But the fact that two doctors right there came in and said like, this is a great option, this will work for you, we feel much more better, you know, having that as an option and being able to use it. So again,
yep, so keep in mind what your plans are coming up, how this injury or illness will affect that. Ask the right questions and get an answer, people. Drive that doctor to give you an answer. Grab them by the stethoscope and say, listen man, I need something.
No, don't
it's
do
my
that.
boy. He's got to go on a jet ski.
Just be nice about it though. So I did it with a smile and I did it with a thank you and
be nice. All right, well anyway, let's cap this up here.
All right.
So, number one, before you leave, check with insurance. Number two, when you get there, check at the front desk with the local, find out what their procedure is. Do we call 911 in an emergency? Where's the local hospital? What's the best place to go? Number three, find a Children's hospital. That's what I was looking for. So get the right attention to the right person in your family. Ask the right questions and let them know you're traveling and find out what the thing is with follow-ups and where you're going to be. You know, you want to make sure you get followed up on, but you might be in a different state. You might be back home, wherever.
So when we were in Fort Myers and it happened last year, the doctor there actually did have a friend that he knew, another doctor that was going to be in Orlando. So he was able to literally email the doctor in Orlando and kind of prep him and let him know that we would be coming, which again is like so helpful because then you get there and the doctor's like, oh yeah, I know you, you're not just someone like random who's stopping in here, like that's right, my buddy, you know, he sent me a message, let me know you were coming. So it's really good to kind of, you know, talk again to your doctor, and those doctors want to rush in and out of the room, just don't let them, like just sit there and say, wait, I have more questions that I want to have answered, and it's okay, they, you know, you are deserved of their time.
Yeah.
So make sure to ask those questions and get those things answered, and ask them to help more than maybe you think they may typically be thinking, you know, to help or to do.
Yeah, yeah. And the other thing is make sure you get all their names and phone numbers if you can, because you're going to go home and you're going to have tons of questions that pop in your head after the fact. Once things kind of calm down. So get their numbers, their names, so you can call and ask those questions, get it found out. And then, yeah, just take care of the little guy and make the best of it.
Here's the hoping it doesn't happen to you.
Yeah,
it's not fun.
No, but if it does, be prepared for it.
And if it does, make the most of it. So now with Canada, we're going to definitely try to do some more movie nights, some hanging out. We're going to get him a fishing pole today. You know, just try to find some things that he can do and just, yeah, try to make the most of it.
Yep.
So,
all right.
Hoping it doesn't
thanks,
happen
guys.
to you.
Yeah, happy travels.
Happy New Year.
Later.
Bye.